Hello, welcome to my channel. We're just going to get another general message from Spirit and see what comes out today. Thank you everyone who subscribed to my channel, liked and commented on the videos. I appreciate you guys so much. Welcome to everybody who is new. If the video resonates with you, I'd love if you would subscribe as well. Please remember these are collective readings and not everything will resonate with you necessarily, but that's okay. Just take what does and leave the rest behind. Also, there is no gender, so you can change the roles as you need to. I just read what's on the card so it doesn't get confusing. Also, I would like to say thank you to David for the donation that I received today. I appreciate you so much for being here, and thank you for that. Five of Swords. I'm getting heavy competition vibes from this. High Priestess. The Star. It's almost an energy of like, it's like people are trying to figure you out. But you're in this High Priestess Star energy where, you know, in the High Priestess energy, you're kind of like, it's like you move in silence, you're kind of elusive, you know, you don't really need to like announce what you're doing, right? You're just kind of like all-knowing but not all-saying, right? There's like a silence kind of energy to it, but you also are in the star energy where you stand out, like just because your vibration is so high, you're so radiant, it's like magnetic, right? So although you're pretty quiet, you have this like pull about you that people are like drawn into. And I feel like with see how the sword in the middle is like really big? I feel like people are trying to figure you out, like it's almost an energy of like talking to each other in a sense of like, okay, well, I saw this one time, I saw this one time, you know. It's like people comparing stories, or like people comparing like experiences they had when it comes to you, like I said, to try to figure you out for some reason. Let me get some more on the Five of Swords. Five of Cups. Yeah, but it's like in the Five of Wands. Oh my goodness. 555. Yeah, in the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, it's funny. So the Four of Pentacles, it's like a holding back kind of energy. Like I was saying, I feel like you're like all knowing, but also very quiet, you know? And people are like pressed about it. Like they're in this Five of Cups, Five of Wands energy where it's like, yeah, they're just like pressed about it. They're like agitated and irritated that they can't like figure you out or like put you in a box or understand why you do the things that you do and why you move the way that you move and why you're always seeming to be like cool, calm, and collected. You know, it's like an energy of people almost attempting to bother you to see what kind of reaction that you have. Yeah. Can I get some more on these people? Justice. I heard Karma. Queen of Pentacles. Ace of Swords. Nine of Pentacles. Temperance. Queen of Cups. Ten of Cups. Six of Swords. Seven of Swords. Eight of Wands. The Moon. Yeah, so with that karma energy, I feel like that is people starting to see that like they probably shouldn't keep trying, because they're starting to get karma for being in your business. They're starting to get karma for like trying to get in your way just to like have a reaction happen so they can get information on you. Yeah, it's with the Ace of Swords and Justice, it's an energy of like starting to understand that you're like divinely protected, or something is happening. If they're not on the level of understanding that it's divine protection, they're understanding that something is going on outside of you that is like pushing them away, like blocking them out. People are starting to see that you're not the one to be messed with. And like, even when people do try, like with this moon energy, it's like people trying, but in the shadows, right? Like they're not coming up to you asking you weird questions or like getting in your way, like face to face. This is like in the background, right? Like talking to other people, like planning and plotting, and then like waiting around to see what happens. Like nobody I heard nobody has the balls. So nobody is like confident enough to come directly to you to like ask you about why things are happening the way they're happening for you, or confront you on things that they don't understand. It's a very just like pushy energy that these people are in. But like I said, with Justice and the Ace of Swords, I feel like that is spirit pushing back. And they're starting to see that you are not affected by what they're doing. Like no matter what it is that they're trying to do to get in your way, you still maintain like your beautiful essence. Like Queen of Cups, you're just like continuously unconditionally loving. With the Queen of Pentacles, you're stable and self-sufficient, right? You don't need anybody to hold your hand in any kind of scenario. You just like keep pushing forward. You keep working on yourself. It doesn't matter what anything is like, what people are trying to do to get you out of your energy. You still stay radiant and connected to your intuition. You still stay loving and stable. You still stay self-sufficient and quiet. And you move with like this really beautiful grace that it's like, it's a jealous energy, but it's like, it's almost like inspiringly jealous. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like these people are so jealous of the way that your life is like, from the outside looking in, the way that they see things happening for you, like because they don't understand the journey, right? They're not on the journey. You're on the journey. You're dedicated to your path. You're dedicated to your higher purpose. You're, living in your truth and your authenticity. You're connected to spirit, all that stuff. There's a lot that goes into that, trials and tribulations, lessons and hardships, right? But people don't see that because you move with grace. So they're just kind of seeing it as like things falling into your lap or you being super lucky. So there's that jealous energy, right? But there's also a sense of them like wanting that for themselves, but in an inspiring way almost. It's like, it's kind of a weird energy because it's definitely jealous, but it's also these people are being inspired by this like this higher vibration that you live in, right? It's like they're like, well, I want to live in that energy, So like with this 10 of Cups and Temperance, it's like they're trying to gather this information about you so that they can use it for themselves, not understanding that they have to, commit to a higher purpose. You know what I mean? They don't understand that side of it. So it's like they're trying to understand the process, but not really understanding what is involved. So they're just kind of like bothering you, it feels like. But like I said, Spirit has kind of like stepped in and is giving them some pushback. So what does my viewer need to know about this? The Fool, Ace of Cups, Eight of Swords, the Empress, Page of Swords. Yeah, it's like with the Eight of Swords and the Page of Swords, it's like the Eight of Swords, you're like stuck in your head. It can be like a mental prison. The Page of Swords are just like watching and kind of like lurking around. That's people's energy towards you. And it's like, it's kind of, like I said, it's like a dual energy. So in the Eight of Swords, her face is kind of more irritated and grumpy, right? But in the Page of Swords, it's kind of like, her face is more relaxed. It's almost like a sweet energy coming from her face, right? There's like two different versions of her face. And I feel like that's what's going on with people, right? It's like they almost like start in this energy, right? Being next to the Fool like this, it's like they start in this energy of like kind of evil-eyeing the situation, like judging you, trying to figure you out. Getting frustrated because they don't understand. But then as they continue to watch you, they see that you embody this Empress, Ace of Cups energy. It's just this really beautiful, like self-love, unconditionally loving, joyful, happy, compassionate, type of energy, right? And you just like, that's just your natural state. You just share that energy with people because that's who you are. So people start to see that, and it's like their face starts to soften, because it's like, how can you be so angry at somebody that's not doing anything bad, right? It's like they start to come more into this like it's almost like an innocence energy, right? Where they take a step back from being angry and hostile, and they just kind of observe you with more of like a peaceful mind. So like I said, I feel like it's inspiring. Like I feel like you're changing people's minds about one, being judgy, and two, like being open to a loving energy instead of like judgmental or closed off and gossipy. I feel like you're just like helping people to see that this is not the way to be. Just like be open-minded and live from a place of love, and beautiful things can happen for you too, right? Need some more? Yeah, Two of Swords and Four of Wands. So when these came out, I heard don't be salty. So like with the Eight of Swords and the Two of Swords, right? The face is still kind of like angry and grouchy. Two of Swords, you're kind of like cut off and defensive. Four of Swords, it's more of a stable energy. It's a calm energy. Like they're singing in a church, right? It's beautiful. It's warm. It's inviting. And that's kind of the energy that people shift into once they decide that, there's really no reason for them to hold this like animosity, that they can let go of their ego and just kind of like take in the beautiful energy that you give out and find their own light, right? Because it's going to eventually lead you to this beautiful side over here where you're in the Ten of Cups and you're this beautiful shining light in the Empress energy. Yeah, so I feel like you're inspiring people to take a step back and stop being so hostile and consider living from a place of unconditional love instead of judgment, right? Six of Pentacles, yeah, it's like, they're coming into a balance. They're leaving this angry, salty energy behind, and they're kind of like allowing this more like relaxed and stable, loving energy to take over. Need some more. 7 of Wands, Hermit. Yeah, and I feel like that's, the Chariot and the World. I feel like that's like self-reflection. So with the Seven of Wands, it can be like a defensive energy or like boundaries. But with the Hermit, it's like the light is being shined onto those boundaries or shined onto those defenses, right? It's like breaking down these, the barriers, the walls between just like enjoying the beautiful energy that you exude, right? It's like, it's kind of like, I'm seeing water and oil, right? So some people, it can be like pushed away by that energy. Like your energy is very like free flowing and like inviting and welcoming and beautiful and warm, right? But some people's energy is a little bit oily in this scenario, and like it doesn't mesh well, right? It sits on top. It doesn't go into the water. It just sits there. So they have to make a choice. They have to understand that they have to self-reflect, right, to move through these boundaries, to get to the other side, basically, right, to get to an open-minded space, to get connected to spirit, connected to your higher self, right? They have to go inward. They have to reflect on the things that they're holding back, like the things that they're putting boundaries up against for themselves, right? Like they have to break down their own walls. They can't just project forever if they want to get to the place where you are and have all these beautiful blessings come in for them, right? They have to self-reflect. Can I get some more? Eight of Cups. Seven of Cups. Is almost feeling like apologetic with the Eight of Cups and the Seven of Cups. So like Eight of Cups, you're walking away, right? Seven of Cups, it's like lots of different options, or like lots of different energies, or like daydreaming, that kind of energy, kind of like it's like an energy of almost people feeling bad. Like once they've done this self-reflection and they see that you're just like, this pure source of beautiful love and it's not something that they should hate on, it's almost like apologetic for them. Like part of this reflection is like, dang, I shouldn't have been so judgmental, right? Like I shouldn't have made up all these scenarios in my mind and walked away from this person in such an angry way, right? So I feel like that's part of the process is, once these people start to self-reflect, they see that, it was on them for feeling the way that they felt, right? It didn't actually have anything to do with you. And I feel like it's an apologetic energy where they almost feel compelled to apologize. But I don't feel like you need that. I feel like you know what your energy does to people and you just kind of like let it happen. Like I said, I don't feel like you let anything take you out of your energy. I feel like you stay pretty steadfast in your knowing of like what's going on, and you allow people space to do what they're going to do. So let's get some oracles. Domicile Moon Abundance. Okay, one more. I feel like that is like the representation of your energy. Like it's almost like, so you would be like this middle circle, and like all of these energies kind of like tippy-toe their way into your space, right? Like they kind of like creep into your space, and then they either get pulled in and they can, start to embody that energy for themselves, or, they kind of like just float away. But I feel like your energy radiates and it draws people in, and that's like that magnetism that people feel when they're around you. But I feel like it's an energy, like once they do get sucked in, they start to see like how beautiful living from an unconditionally loving place is, and that it brings in a lot of abundance. Let me get one more. The moon's reflection, accept responsibility. Yeah, and I feel like that's like this energy here where they have to go inward and they have to reflect on what's going on, right? They have to take responsibility for how they're presenting themselves. They have to take responsibility for the things that they're not facing. They have to face that shadow, and then once they do, they take responsibility for their feelings and their actions. They go inward and they heal, and then they come into this beautiful abundance energy. And it's all sparked by you, like positive or negative, no matter what. People are going to be triggered or they're going to be excited, right? And that's on them. Your energy just does that to people, right? And it's a beautiful thing, Eventually they're going to see that they can come into this energy for themselves, and you're just helping to raise the vibration of the planet. So that's pretty amazing. So I hope that resonated for you guys. I hope that brought you some clarity. Please like, subscribe, or comment below. I'd love to hear from you, and I will talk to you later. Bye.